Your organization, IPAC, was specifically targeted in this hack. And on top of that, there was also around 40 million UK voters who had their data compromised. How concerned should we be about this?
The first is that we found out from the Department of Justice indictment that the attack on parliamentarians was basically an attack on IPAC. The indictment said that every single European Union member of IPAC had been attacked, 43 parliamentary accounts associated with IPAC in the UK, and a whole bunch more. It really is unacceptable for an attack that happened in 2021 to be revealed in 2024 via a press release, and the subjects of that attack not to be told about it. I'm really extremely shocked that agencies which are supposed to be set up to protect us did not inform the people in my organization, which was the subject of this attack. So I think they can do a lot better. We are feeling quite exposed right now and lacking the protection of our intelligence and security services. I hope that that changes. Regarding the Electoral Commission hack, I mean, I think it's possible to overstate its importance. A lot of the information contained in the electoral roll is public domain anyway. And it's also totally within the modus operandi of the Chinese overseas influence operations to try to glean as much information from large-scale phishing attempts like this.
Spy agencies in many countries around the world are conducting intelligence operations, including cyber operations. Are these Chinese hacks in a different class from what we might think of as normal intelligence operations?
Yes, it would be a mistake to try to lump this in with what we might call kind of routine snooping upon each other that countries do. There's a big difference between espionage and influence. The PRC has the largest, easily the largest, overseas influence operations, which are very much more nefarious. It's not just about gathering information. It's about shaping the way that those countries behave. It's about influencing them. It's about penetrating their institutions. In the words of the Intelligence Select Committee report in the UK, penetrating those institutions at every level of the UK economy. That's not the same thing as gathering information, snooping on each other. That's trying to change the way that countries behave by influencing them. And that's what the PRC is doing.
The US and UK have announced sanctions on a Chinese company and a few individuals who they say are responsible for these attacks. Do you expect that this kind of sanction will prevent further attacks in the future?
Well, that's a good question. I think they're probably not, certainly not from the UK's point of view. The UK has done what it usually does when it's forced to act on China, which is to find the way of doing it, which is likely to upset Beijing the least. So they've gone to a tiny little company and a couple of insignificant hackers, rather than the government institutions or agencies who are involved in potentially commissioning this work. You need to be going after the agencies which commissioned them, who were actually responsible for it, who paid for it, and who allowed it. And that is not what we've done in the UK. So sanctions, yes. Weak sanctions, no.